Okay, so first look at a Xiegu here. They've named it the G7250. It's a 100 watt HF and 6 meter transceiver. The 6 meter portion of it is very nice to see because personally I do love the 6 meter band. It's the magic band for a reason. I used to call it the tragic band, but I actually really like the band now. Um, First of all, though, first impressions. This is my first time looking at this as well. I see what design they're going for here, but I don't think this is for me, honestly. You can understand some radios where you've got a detachable faceplate. It's more beneficial for when you're using it mobile in your car. You can put the base unit under your seat or something like that, and then you can just have one wire going to your little faceplate up on the dashboard. That's fine. But I couldn't see this being very helpful in a mobile situation, personally. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are people out there that like the look of this, but personally, this is not for me. No, especially mobile situation. I can't see it catching on. Um, but the big screen is very nice. I do like. Oh, it says here that 7-inch touch and physical control. Um, I mean, it looks like a fairly decent quality screen. It looks like you've got a bit of glare though. It looks like it's prone to glare, which is unfortunate. But that aside, the screen looks pretty decent, and everything's really well visible on it. And yeah, I quite like that, to be fair. With the touch on it though, being as it's a Chinese radio, I really hope it's the capacitive touch, not the old school, where you have to. It's like pressure touch. I really hope it's not the pressure touch. Network-based streaming. I'm gathering that means it can be connected via Ethernet or wireless, and you can then connect to it on your network via your computer or laptop or phone, maybe. Maybe have a bit more information a bit further down. Lightning fast built-in ATU. Well, Xiegu have, very quickly become popular for their ATU, especially in the G90. That was a fantastic ATU or antenna tuner. So hopefully they've continued with that and built upon it. Hopefully, anyway. It's nice when you see a company actually going, one step forward instead of two steps backwards in their design. But voice recorder and CW messaging. I'm gathering the CW messaging is for Morse code, where it spells out the words. When you're receiving the Morse code beeps, it'll decode the words for you on the screen. I'm gathering that's what it means. But still, one of a kind here. Xiegu producing a 100-watt radio, which is very nice. Um, okay, yeah, the lights. Yeah, again, this isn't not for me personally. If that's got a 7-inch display on it, I can imagine this fascia is going to be quite big. You don't want a big display and tiny little buttons and a tiny VFO wheel. I can imagine that's going to be quite big. So again, furthering on my point, it's not going to be all that good for mobile use, honestly. Um, but you say that, it could just end up looking like an EV, like a Tesla or something like that, a big screen on your dashboard. Who knows? Um, Taking everything you loved about the Xiegu line and turning it up to 11. Okay, okay, fair enough. We'll see about that. The upcoming Xiegu G7250 is an avant-garde masterpiece design for modern ham, featuring a stunning split style architecture and a full 100 watt of output. You see, I don't like the split style. It's not for me. I see the benefits for it, like I've said, in mobile use, but yeah, it's not for me. Um, it's built to dominate your shack and adapt seamlessly to various operating environments. Yeah, I can't see it adapting very well to a mobile environment, but yeah. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Get your hand on. Okay, cool. Key features: 100 watts of desktop power. Combine the bands without the bulk. Deliver your signal loud and clear with a solid 100 watt on HF, 90 watt on 6 meter. Wow, okay, that's not bad, not bad. No more struggling to be heard in the pile-up. I mean, very true in a sense. Power isn't everything, but yeah, okay. True SDR architecture, yeah, well, so are all of them, honestly. So are all of them. Yeah, IP3, yeah, third order intercept point, yeah, okay. Performance, yeah. Weak signal stand out in the noise, yeah, that is meant to be, the positives with SDR. So, nothing new there really. So supports remote baseband signal transmission over a network. Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. HDSDR, yeah. Power function for remote monitoring and specialized digital mode workflows. Oh, okay, so it's for digital mode for, FT4, FT8 and what have you. That's what that means. Okay, that's, well, be nice if it said that in the key features of it, because a lot of people do buy radio based on its FT8. Um, Voice recorder, built-in voice recorder and playback for calling. Oh, okay, yeah, so you can record your CQs and then you can just click a button to play them back instead of having to constantly call out using the mic. Yeah, I do like that. Yeah, I do really like that, to be fair. I've just bought a new radio as well that I'm waiting to arrive, and that has the same function as well. You record your voice, and then you have like 5 presets, and you can click which one to play back, and it'll just transmit over the air for you. I do like that. Avant-garde split design. God, that's a mouthful to say. Head unit display and controller, main body type. De can be deployed independently. Does that mean no? Well, what do you mean can be deployed? So you're saying that it can be, the head unit can also be part of the main body as well? Connect them via, oh, okay. Connect them via Ethernet at distances up to 100 meters. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, you can have your base part up to 100 meters away from the head unit. I'm gathering, there's a maximum in distance with Ethernet because of voltage drop and things like that. But yeah, here we go, 7-inch color touchscreen. Analysing that instantly. The high resolution 7-inch. There we go, capacitive. Nice, very nice to see. It's paired with a 19 full feature physical buttons. Yeah, I do like that when something is touchscreen as well as got the physical buttons as well, because touchscreen is not for everybody. Um, so you've got the best of both worlds there. Pinpoint weak signals on a waterfall and lock onto them with a single tap. Yeah, fair enough. I do like that. I do really like that. Instead of seeing, weak signals or any signals on the waterfall and having to spin the VFO wheel. Um, the whole point of touchscreen is, you can just get your little stylus pen and touch the screen accurately, and it'll take you straight to it. I do really like that. Here we go, ATU. A heavy duty internal automatic tuner compensates for mismatched antennas yet. Range between 20 ohm and 150 ohm. Okay, so that's a 3 to 1. Okay. Initial tuning completes in under 10 seconds. Well, so it should. To be fair, if tuning took over 10 seconds, I'd be pretty mad. Memory tuning takes less than 0.1 seconds. The tuner saves parameters for each band and automatically reloads them when you switch bands. Okay, I like that. Yeah, I do like that. Okay, general. Frequency range. Half a meg to 30s. Yeah, so that's what, 160 meter band up to 10 HF, and then obviously 50 to 54, which is 6 meters. Here in the UK, we're only allowed 50 to 52, but anyway. Operating modes, single sideband, CW, narrow FM, AM. Okay, yeah, and D for digital. Yeah, okay, nice. Minimum frequency at 1 hertz. External power supply 9 to 15. So this is a bit more like it, you see, because the Xiegu G106 went up to 16 volts. I don't know anything that supplies a 16 volt. But there you go. Operating temperature range 0 to 55. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, for the receiver. Receive current 1.2 amps. Oh, okay, that seems a little high, possibly. I may be wrong, but just in my head, that seems a little bit wrong. Adjustable digital filters, digital noise reduction, noise blanker, noise threshold, and notch filter. Okay, very nice. I actually do quite like notch filters, and I like the digital noise reductions if they're implemented in the firmware decently, because they're usually software based. So you can either be good or bad. If it's done right, digital noise reduction is very helpful. That's if it's done right. Okay, here we go. Transmitter. Output power HF 100 watt plus or minus 1 dB. Yeah. 50 hertz 90 watt plus or minus 1 dB. Not bad. TX current 25 amps at max. Wow. Okay. Even my Kenwood radio, that's a 100 watt radio into a dummy load. That's not even if I transmit 100 watt into a dummy load, that doesn't even pull 25 amps. I run that on a 20 amp power supply, absolutely no problem. So you're gonna need a beefy old battery to power this one, especially if you're running at full 100 watts. Wow, okay. Spurious, spurious suppression, quite as a mouthful to say. Plus 10 or equal to 55 decibel, carrier suppression, plus or equal to 40 dB. Sideband suppression, plus or equal to 50 dB. Okay, not bad. There we go. SSB frequency response, 300 hertz to 2700 hertz. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good because SSB is usually around 3000 hertz for your max bandwidth. So yeah, 300 to 2700. That's pretty decent. Um, Microphone impedance. Anyway, it is no sign of what actual microphone you get with it, and I really hope it's a decent quality one this time because they've been a bit hit and miss with Xiegus. I mean, the G91's okay. The other ones have been pretty terrible. um, yeah, there we go inside. Just a little sneak peek of just the inside on the circuit board. Some low ESR SMD components. At least they've used low ESR ones, I guess. That's not too bad. Um, and I'm gathering that's the tuning portion, that's the ATU portion of it, where it switches between your relays to tune your antenna. And this is the PA section, I believe. This is the power section, as in simple terms. There's your transistors, I can believe, and some inductors. Yeah. Okay, well that looks pretty generic, if I'm totally honest with you. Yeah, there's nothing different there. I would say that it all looks pretty generic, if I'm completely honest. So yeah. The features and specifications listed above are based on the current Xiegu prototype information. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it could change. Oh, it's 13 questions. How does the remote head connect to the base? Sorry, brother, it says that in there with an Ethernet cable. What is the maximum bandwidth for USB LSB? Spec said, can it be wider? Yeah, there's no point being much wider though, mate, because sideband bandwidth is 3000 hertz. So, um, what about firmware updates, fixes? That's a good question. That is a very good question. It is very nice when you see, updates, because it's bound to be glitches and gremlins on a new launch with with the stock firmware. For the X6200, they're virtually non-existent. There's a 3D scope with serious bugs. Yeah, I do like it when manufacturers do support their radios and actually, release updates, firmware to, you know, try and piece that radio together. I do like that. What about the CW Kia with the same as the 6200? Time is so buggy. Oh, I don't know. I couldn't say. But it's nice to see. Built-in sound card. Yeah, it's got to. If it's, as you say, if it supports digital modes, it's got to have. I doubt there's a dedicated soundboard section. It's probably built in with the main circuitry, but who knows? I'm sure someone will buy it when it's released and will pull it apart. Main unit connected to the panel. LAN. No. Well, we already know it's LAN. It says it in the listing, brother. Oh, okay, so that's it. Well, there you go. You can get notified on release. I won't bother, honestly. This radio, it's not for me. It doesn't look for me. I don't know. I'd like to try it when it comes out, or have a play around with one if someone I know gets one. That would be nice, but be interesting to see what the price point is going to be on it. But yeah, I mean, if they follow on from the G90 wise, especially like ATU and things like that, yeah, it should be a pretty solid radio. Again, price point depending, really, isn't it? So we'll have to check back and see what the price point is. I'm sure Radio DE will, update that soon, hopefully. So yeah, that's my first look at it as well, guys. I'll come and I'll watch this along with you. So this was literally my first look. So yeah, it's just my first impressions and first look. It looks pretty decent. It's not for me, their design, but if it works and it works well and it's a good price point for a Chinese radio, then fair play at the end of the day. So yeah, anyway, guys, uh, take it easy and what do you think to it? What do you think to the design anyway? Like I say, each to their own, isn't it? Some people may like it. It's like Marmite, really, isn't it? I don't like it personally, but if it's decent to use, it doesn't really matter what it looks like, if you know what I mean. So you let me know in the description, or down in the comment section, I should say, what you think to it all. And if you have any more details on it, please do let me know. Cheers.